Hey guys, today we're here to talk about what you need to systemize first to start getting your business out of your head. I mean, let's face it, as solopreneurs or people who started their business and who are operating in every single role as the doer of all the things, the initial way that you function and run your business is that all of it lives in your head. You might jot it down on the 15 notepads you have laying around your desk, or you might even put it into some task management software, but there's nothing set up on your back end. So today we're going to talk about how you can start to systemize your business so that you can effectively move out of the role of technician and start to hand off 50 to 60% of your back end work. The truth is, if your business lives in your head, at some point in the future, it is going to completely stall out. You cannot grow if you don't get the things out of your head so that you can eventually pass them off to someone else and start to leverage your time to be more effective so that you can hit those revenue goals that you have for the future. Look, I have built and scaled multiple businesses, both for myself and for my clients. I've scaled 3 of my own, 1 to multiple 7 figures, which I sold in 2023. And I have scaled dozens and dozens of others, including in up to and over $10 million in revenue. And it's always the same no matter where you're starting out, you always have to start out at $0, and you've always at some point got to transition from everything living in your head and on those 15,000 notebooks sitting around your desk and put it into a place where you can easily hand it off to someone else in the future. Most founders get stuck at some point in this process, honestly, because they're not clear on what it is that they're trying to create. So they cannot set up their tools in order to actually effectively systemize their business. So before you do anything, you've got to get crystal clear in the foundation of what it is that you're trying to build and those tasks that you're going to hand off, because you now know the ideal world that you want to live in. So where do we start? Well, first, we've got to make sure that you are crystal clear in what it is that you're trying to build both now and for the future. I always like to say you cannot map a journey if you don't know the destination. And so the only way to make sure that we are setting up our back-end processes to actually go on the trip that we want to go on is to make sure that we have actually defined where it is that we're trying to go. If you say you've got to be in California in 7 days, and to get to your sister's wedding, and it is a VIP black tie event, I know exactly how it is that we're going to actually map the course to get there. However, if you just say, I need to go to California, we cannot set up the actual road trip to actually get you there. We don't know what you need to take. We don't know who's coming along with you. We know nothing. So the very first thing that you have to do, get clear in your $1 million plus destination so we can make sure we're setting up your back end to get you to where you actually want to go. Step number 2, when you're deciding what it is that you first want to actually delegate out, take a look at the daily tasks that you're performing. I am sure that there are a handful of tasks on your side that are repetitive in nature and that you absolutely hate to do, that just drain you of all of your energy and just, make you feel completely burnt out by the end of the day. Those are the first ones that we need to make sure your systems and tools are set up to actually offload to someone else. Anything you do more than once, you could easily explain to someone in 5 minutes or less, or that completely annoys you and interrupts you in any other work that you're doing. Those are the things that we're going to actually make sure that you're set up to turn over first. Where you go from here, the revenue in your business, the money that you're bringing in, that is the driver of success, especially in an early stage. So we've got to make sure that we're protecting the resources to actually produce revenue. So that could look like it is actually the client delivery work at this point. It could look like the sales process. Those are the things that as the founder, you should be doing. That could be, strategic planning and your vision for the future. It could be new product development. We've got to protect those things and make sure that your time is reserved to be in those types of tasks more often than it is anything else that you do on the back end. Sending out the invoices, someone else can do that. Creating new products, no one else can do that at this stage in the game. So you need to make sure that you're protecting those activities that are going to produce revenue both now and in the future. Something else that's going to come up on the back end as you start to hand things off is decision fatigue. If you set things up in a way that your team has to constantly ask for your permission or how to do something or to make a key decision, then you are going to be inundated with constant pings from them on what it looks like to be successful. So we've got to change that. We've got to start to set things up from the beginning so that your team can actually act autonomously without pinging you for every single detail. Every key decision that you remove, every key approval you remove is going to create additional capacity for you to better leverage your time to realize real growth in the future. Look, I'd also tell you to really start to have your virtual assistant or your first key hire to organize a way to collect frequently asked questions so that they can start to answer them, whether that is from other people on your team or it is from key clients. So you need to make sure that you're structuring things so that they can start to handle all of these questions for you, and you can effectively hand off more and more and more over time as they start to get really, comfortable in their role and in freeing you up, which is what they're there to do. This is the way that you start to get things out of your head. And as you get more and more things out of your head, this is the way that you create space to actually lean into the role of CEO. This is the way that you actually can set up the solid foundation to really grow and scale your business, to protect your client experience, and to actually realize the revenue growth that you really want to within your business. I have put all of this into an audit that you can start to run on your business today so that you can get clear on those first things that you need to get out of your brain and set up for someone else to do in the future. So you can get the link to that right below in the description or in the comments below. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. I do release a new one of these every single week. And if you want more resources and guides and access to more support, join my free school community, my 1 million plus business blueprint community. It is absolutely free. So hop on in and I will see you there. Look, remember, it is all about clarity first, system second, and delegation third. When you get those three down, that's when you are going to unlock real freedom for yourself.